What's up guys? Today a little video. This decal just sticks to the leather, so line it up. And what we're going to first do is take a straight edge, cut the straight parts, and we're going to use a square here to make sure all this is square, and then simply take a punch and punch all this stuff in. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is cut your straight edge here, and I simply just took my square, made sure it's lined up there, and I cut the whole length on both sides. And then the next thing I did was I cut this part here only so far up. Now we're going to use the X-Acto and we're going to go forward with it. You can watch a video, I'll link it in the description, of Sam Andrews showing this technique. It's a fantastic way to control your curves. Alright, so the way I cut this, I couldn't do Hank's way. I just drew and I kept drawing the knife towards the way I wanted to, but use a very sharp blade for your box cutter and your X-Acto knife. Now we're ready to punch the holes. Alright, so I already pre-marked all of these so they're in perfect line. And what you gotta do if you're using an aftermarket punch like I am, because the one that comes with these studs here, it's good. I mean, it will work, but it's not the greatest. So just match up whatever one fits. I made these 190 thousandths, and then you just give them a tap. But again, you're going to need a polystyrene or whatever the hell they call this shit. It's like a cotton board. I just bought this at my leather shop, and then you'll punch all the holes with this. So once you got it done, you got all the holes punched in there. Now you could take the stencil off. And if there's any residue, even if there's not, all I did was just go and dab all of this along here, and it just removes that residue. So if there's any on there, this will remove it. The next step I did, being we punched these holes, it's kind of puckered up. So I just took this and held the leather down and then pushed down like so. I went over it a couple of times just to make sure the leather is flat. Alright, so all I did is take a piece of 220 grit sandpaper and I just sanded the edges, and then I sanded the back. I'm going to take this thing here, it's just a plastic hook, and I'm going to rub, make the grain go one way. It's called strapping. Alright, so next step is to dye it. So I'm using some EcoFlow. It's a water-based dye, and any sponge will do you. What you want to do is apply the dye to the sponge, and then in a circular motion you want to go down the whole strap, and then let that set. You don't want to, wipe it off, and you want to pay attention so you get an even coat so you don't have blotching. And then we'll do the sides and the back. Alright, so you can see all I did is just apply a little bit there by tilting the can, and then I went down the whole thing, and then I reapplied the dye again, and then this time I went up. Now if you see it like getting lighter, don't go and apply more. Just wait until it's dry. After it's dry, if it's not dark enough, you can go back over it with the dye, but trust the process. Alright, so I did the sides and the back, and then I gave another coat to the front, and from what I was told, you leave it sit an hour and then just touch it. If it doesn't come off, then you're ready to seal. Alright, so this is the stuff I'm using to seal the leather, and all you do is take a cloth. I'm using a t-shirt. You don't apply a lot, and then you just circular motion everything, including the edges and the back, and you let this dry real good. After it dries, if you're not happy with the shine, what you do is you buff it out with another clean t-shirt, and then you apply some more of that stuff right there and let it dry again until you're happy. That stuff there also will condition the leather to make it softer. So the way to tell if your conditioner, wax, whatever you want to call it, is done is you touch it, and if it's not sticky no more, then you're ready to get a sock or piece of t-shirt, and in a circular motion you buff that You can see the shine. It only took one coat, and you'll do it to the edges and the back. Alright, so now we got to punch a hole over here, and the way you got to do this is you got to loosen the leather up in the middle, so you're just going to work it back and forth. You're going to fold it over, and once you have it folded over, you're simply going to take your punch and mark that spot. So you can see I marked that right there, and we're just going to go ahead and punch that, and then we can put the rivet through. And then again, just repeat the same step here, and what you have to do is mark both of these at the same time. Use one hand to hold this steady, mark one and then mark the other, and then just unfold it and punch your holes through. Now we gotta put the studs in. It's kind of self-explanatory. Screw goes under, and what we want to do is use a toothpick with some super glue, and on this stud we want to just drop a dab of super glue in there, and then this way when we cinch that, these screws will never back out of that. Alright, so what I like to do is put all the screws through the hole. They ain't gonna come out. Just push down on each one to seat the leather before I go ahead and put the super glue in here, and then use this little screwdriver provided and snug them up. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little dab of super glue, take the toothpick, dip it in, and then I'll put that there and go ahead and screw it on there. So a little tip, a lot of these studs with these screws aren't fitting the recessed hole and then the screw. They didn't add enough thread to that and that. So my solution was take the same diameter, that is, as the stud, put the screw in, put it on my vise, and then hit that with a hammer to indent it, which makes the leather a little thinner. Alright, so that's what she looks like all done. Alright, so the next step, what you're going to have to do is, before you put these rivets in, take the choker chain part, put it through there, and then simply screw your rivets down. This is the back side and this is the front side. You're going to need two choker chains, so this one happens to be the extra large 28-inch, and they're 4mm diameter links, so that's this part here, not the overall chain, but the chain material thickness. The other thing you're gonna need is some D-clamps or quick chain links, or like I got, you can see here, these are spring loaded. I'll have to leave a link in the description, I forget what they're called, but make sure you get big enough ones. I didn't. I thought I could get away with this. These have like a spring type deal here that opens up. Well, that didn't work, so I had to file the inside, and that's how that's connected here. I recommend two 28-inch 4mm, and then this way you'll have enough of leeway for the front and the back. So the two studs, they go in the front to the top of the horn, and then the one stud goes to the body of the guitar on the bottom.